And so the police are called.
Oh my God, the police are called.
Yeah. Kids were crying also because they were being scared by like
That weird.
I'm
scared by it.
yeah.
And I'm full grown.
Yes.
Like,
Let's take a sip of tea of the town.
All right, Linda. Are you ready for a fun one?
yes, I am.
I'm calling this one the Oompa Loompocalypse.
The Oompa Loompocalypse. Yes. I love the creativity.
Mm-hmm. And this is, I'm doing a deep dive all about the failed Willy Wonka experience.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I've been wanting this since that comment that we got.
Yep.
The book talk video.
Uh-huh.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And I'm so glad they commented because, like, I remember seeing this when it happened.
Yeah.
But it kind of left my brain. And then as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right. So to take a step back, like Willy Wonka, it's a magical movie, a book based off of a book where there's this chocolate factory. It's full of all these crazy, cool, candies and designs and stuff. So it's like,
Kayla, I have something to tell you.
oh,
I have a confession to take to you that just occurred to me.
okay. So you remember that one weekend where we were children?
Yes.
And we were going to watch Willy Wonka. And I was like, I'm going to bring candy over.
Yeah.
You remember that,
Right.
And I brought a bunch of chocolate and everything.
Uh-huh.
It was like mostly chocolate, I think. So like I had like 5 types of candy that I was going to bring over. And I ate 4 of the 5 types of candy.
And then brought over one and it was like, here you go. I don't want to eat.
Sorry. You know what? I forgive you. And honestly, I would have done the same.
Thanks.
And I have in many instances where I bought like gifts for people and I'm like, oh, I'm going to put all these different candies.
Yeah.
And then like by the time that person receives the gift, I'm like, do they need all this candy?
No, they don't.
I need some of this candy.
Yeah. And the whole concept that we had for like that weekend was, oh, we're going to like, have a candy feast and then while we watch the movie. I just had the candy feast before we watched the movie.
You just pre-gamed.
I
That's all. You just pre-gamed. But honestly,
So,
even still, that Willy Wonka experience, probably better than this one.
oh God.
So, okay. All of us, like, there's this Willy Wonka experience that pops up, right? This is in 2024 in Glasgow, Scotland. And it's the Willy's Chocolate Experience hosted by the House of Illuminati Events. Okay. And like, this is very fantastical, right? Like you see these images. The tickets cost about 35 euros, which is close to $45.
Right. Yeah.
And they are promised a paradise of sweet treats.
Love it.
Sounds super cool.
Yeah.
It's also noted at the bottom that they're actually not associated with Willy Wonka, like the bottom of their website, but they're doing this whole like it's supposed to be an immersive experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here is what like kind of the expectation that they set. They post all of these like
These AI.
they are AI.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so these are the type of pictures that they were posting when they're advertising their event.
Not a good place to start.
Not a good place to start, but like setting a pretty high expectation. And, maybe it's like, well, this is the first event that they're doing of this type, so they don't have real images to pull from. So they're just trying to use their imagination, but they're trying to set up this whole.
They're setting a very high expectation. They're using AI to like create a vision.
Yes, they are. But that's not the reality. So the reality, I'm gonna just show you a quick video.
Okay.
Just real quick.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, so a little far off.
What was with the guy in the mask? What does that have to do with Willy Wonka?
We'll get to
Oh
I'll
God.
get to that. So this was the reality.
Okay.
Here's some pictures from the actual event. It is barren. There's not much going on.
Yeah.
It's very
Let's see where they were trying to go.
yeah.
Right? Like the elements that they do have are good. It's just not a lot of
Not
elements that they have.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's a whole mess. Here's another picture. Parents are saying that they waited more than an hour to even get into this experience.
Oh my God.
And the experience only lasts like 10 minutes at most to get through.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's already, that in itself did not set a good tone for the parents. They were like exhausted, though.
You can hear my kid giggling and cackling like a
Having
maniac.
a better time than these children.
For sure.
No doubt.
For sure.
No doubt. Here's the other thing. The wall is covered in AI-generated art and also cheap Candyland decorations. And there's also like poorly handwritten signs that are directing people where to go.
That's so sad. Like, look, you have half a rainbow on each side. What's that? Like,
It's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, and not only that, but like they are promised, if you'll remember, an event full of sweets. Full of sweet treats.
the most sweet treats, 5 varietals, you might say.
You might say,
Maybe they got 1 out of.
and I don't even know that they got one. You know what they received, Linda?
That they receive.
Each child received 2 jelly beans and a quarter pan of limeade.
What? Look at these cups. They're like somebody bought like 1 quart of lemon juice. Oh no.
Yep. And 2 jelly beans.
2 jelly.
And like, I want you to think you're a parent
Yeah.
who has bought these tickets for
Yeah.
this fantastical experience.
Yeah.
Your kid is super excited
Because you piped it up.
because you piped it up.
You've made them get dressed.
You made
Made them put their shoes on. You've taken away their iPad.
They're in line for an hour before this, scared by a creature behind a mirror, given 2 jelly beans and a quarter can of limeade.
That is not enough to get through this.
No, not at all. And it wasn't just bad for the parents and the children.
Yeah.
The actors, apparently, they were given like a 15-page AI-generated script one day before the event.
What?
Yeah. They were given no direction. And then once they received the script, they were obviously like, we can't memorize 15 pages in essentially 12 hours, really, because they got sleep.
Oh my God.
So then the event hosts just say, you know what, just improvise. Just improvise because there's no rehearsal time.
Be an Oompa Loompa.
Just be an Oompa Loompa. Just friggin' do it.
Oh my God.
We're doing it live. So that is pretty much what happens. And there's also claims that some of these actors were never even paid.
No. What is
Yeah.
that?
One of those.
Oh God.
So, like I said, the actors are having a bad time. The parents are having a bad time.
Yeah.
The kids are having a bad time. And so the police are called.
Oh my God. The police are called.
Yeah, because they're like, also, a lot of these parents start thinking, like, this is a scam.
Yeah.
Like, this is a money grab. Like, we're not getting our money's worth for sure. Kids were crying also because they were being scared by, like, that weird.
I'm
creature.
scared by it.
Yeah.
And I'm full grown.
Yes.
Like,
So they're like,
mostly.
so they're like, the is this? So they call the authorities as one would. And so the event gets canceled midday. Oh my God. Yeah. But some of the parents still continue to show up because they're not notified.
No. Let's
So
not
now-
they know.
Yeah, parents are showing up to an event that's been canceled, which is frustrating for them. And refunds are promised to all attendees.
Yeah.
Here's where there's some mixed reports. So some people have confirmed that they've received their refunds.
Okay.
Others are saying they're still waiting. So it's just like a whole weird situation.
Yeah.
So that's where we finally hear from Billy Cole, who's actually the director of House of Illuminati. So he comes out, he apologizes and acknowledges that this fabulous event failed to meet any sort of expectation.
What? Have you met a child?
Right.
Have you eaten candy?
Right?
Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the movie?
Right? He says that, yes, it devolved into a stressful and frustrating day. He says that there was supposed to be holographic technology and that it just didn't arrive on time.
Okay. Just this whole, holographic technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he says that had it arrived, it would have looked as it was promoted. And I'm calling BS because
Full BS.
let's imagine, let's say for the sake of this that he's not lying. He's absolutely lying. You've got a holographic Willy Wonka or something. Did you see how much empty space there was?
Yeah.
There's not enough holographs in the world to fill up that warehouse or to make up for.
Also, you can't eat holograms.
No.
It doesn't help the 2 jelly beans situation.
No. Like, and 2 jelly beans is not gonna. I would be hangry off of that, let alone
so mad.
a child.
Seriously.
Well, the other thing that's interesting that I find out about him during my deep dive is later that year, he was actually sentenced as a sex offender.
No.
Yeah. So this guy, bad all around. Not for, I mean,
Please don't tell me it involved children.
not from what I saw. There was a woman that he was harassing and sending like explicit photos and text to, despite her saying to stop, even to saying at one point that he was like a wolf and she was her prey.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
Right? Yeah. So this guy is clearly not good, clearly a scammer, just bad.
He looks like it. Oh, looking at his face, I'm like, you little piece of shit.
Oh my God. But I didn't want to just end this on a low note because there were 2 breakout stars for this event.
Okay.
And the first being
The unknown.
let's just go ahead and watch this edit this song.
Okay, shall we?
What is that? It's the unknown.
SGX, I want to get back and you know what's up, so let's get sexed up.
So this is the unknown. This is our mirror guy, which actually
Yeah.
was a 16-year-old girl.
No way. I love it.
Felicia Dawkins. So the unknown is a made-up character. It's basically an AI hallucination that was thrown into the script.
It's so random.
So random. And her whole job was to pop out and scare children.
Why would you do that to people?
Very antithetical to the whole Willy Wonka
Right.
experience, if you think about it.
Totally.
But yeah, she was like, I'm gonna do my job. Pops out scaring children. But she will say that after this, she landed a follow-up gig, a guest appearance training with the London Dungeon, which is like a scary, haunted house, where she said, I can't quite believe I now get to be the one who's scaring the public.
I love it.
So that's the unknown. And again, was one of like the breakout stars.
That is the most random character to have in a Willy Wonka.
Oh my God. There were so many TikToks of this character, specifically like children like screaming, crying. Just, I don't know what the thought process was.
That's not part of Willy Wonka.
It's not.
No.
It's not.
But I still love it.
I do too.
It's perfect.
It's a vibe. And the fact that people were like, actually, we love this and started making edits. Like, I'm here for it.
Love it.
The other breakout star, maybe the bigger breakout star, sad Oompa Loompas. I'm going to show you another video. Okay. So the reason she gets labeled the sad Oompa Loompa is because this picture in particular,
Yeah.
which goes viral,
Right. I mean, I can see why.
it kind of embodies like,
The vibe of the event.
yes, yes. So this is actually actress Kirsty Patterson, and she described the day as just shambles. But I will say this, even though like it looks like she's operating a meth lab in this picture,
It does a little bit, yeah.
I really do like her. I like her vibe because she said she showed up. The event was just like a mess. Everything was all over the place. They had that weird script they were trying to memorize. People weren't getting paid. But she said,
I know what was in the script too. Like,
right,
what was it?
release the script. I want to read that.
Right? Make a movie.
Yes.
Like, I'd like to see it.
Right? I'd actually want to see it played out with these original actors.
Exactly.
But her whole thing was she said she showed up and the event was clearly not what she thought it was going to be. It's not what anybody thought it was going to be. But she said that she decided she was going to try to keep the kids happy despite the chaos. And so she went into it and did her best to engage with the kids. So even though it looks like she's really grumpy in this picture, in other videos I saw of her, she was really trying to be like,
You can actually tell because, like, one of the things that I always notice about people who are interacting with kids is, like, do you get onto their level
yes.
or not? And you could tell in a lot of those clips, she was getting onto their level. Would you immediately know, like, someone is actually, like, engaging?
Yeah.
Versus, like, here's your jelly beans, child.
Exactly. So yeah, she really did like put her heart into it, and I know, you know, she got a lot of interviews out of it. And one of the things she said, she's like, she does find it funny. She could make humorous jokes about it.
Yeah.
But the flip side is it was really embarrassing for her and for what she does.
I get that.
And she really hopes that it doesn't like tarnish her reputation.
Yeah, I get that. Well, hopefully not, because if she got press, no press is bad press.
No press is bad press.
No press is
And
bad press.
honestly, I love her. And the other thing that I love is so many people dressed up as her for Halloween. It was incredible.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. It was
I
very
love
much
that.
specific sad Oompa Loompa. But there was also people dressed up as the unknown.
As the mom, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so perfect. I love.
Yep.
I love.
And that is the tea of the Oompa Loompocalypse.
Oompa Loompocalypse. You know, I will say, like, there's a couple of props that I'm going to give the event person. And this is begrudgingly.
Yes.
But the actual physical props that he had were seemed like they were good. Yeah, he needed about 100 times as much of it. But like, okay, you got one thing right.
Mm-hmm.
His lying game, his holographic technology. What holographic technology? What are you talking about?
Right. Oh, I had some holographs on the way, but they didn't show up in time. It would have been perfect. It would have been just like the AI pictures I was using.
It was like, what technology are you talking about?
Right.
Like, okay, so there's some. Have you seen those like holographic pop stars that are popular overseas in some location?
Well, I've seen like events like there was one where they did holographic Tupac. Actually.
Yeah. So it's possible.
It is
right?
possible.
But those are like, it's incredibly expensive and they're very small. It's like there's one image or there's one location. Like, how on God's green earth would any type of holographic technology create that? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's there's clearly based off of the two jelly beans, the actors not getting paid, the lack of like, it was never there. He doesn't have the money to afford that technology.
Total lie. So he's lying. Absolutely not. Try again. Also, he's a criminal.
He's a criminal.
Like, straight to jail immediately. Metaphorical jail, actual jail, all the jails. Straight to hell. Get out of here. Absolutely not. So,
yep. And so that is the tea of the Willy Wonka Experience.
It's a good one. I love it. Well, we should cheers to the unknown and to sad Willy Wonka.
Cheers to the unknown and sad Oompa Loompa.
Cheers to them.
Let's take a sip of tea.